Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth to rule well. I'm going to start off with Sirach, but before I do, in the Greek, all right, you have 4 different stages of love. All right, they're categorized within 4 different stages of love. So you have stage 1, would be storage, which that type of love is, the love of family or from familiar, like familiarity, someone you're familiar to, close to. That's the first love. You have eros, which that one is like a loss of control type of love. Like you can't control how much you love somebody. Like a passionate, crazy love. You have philia. All right, philia is like a sexual or intimate type of love. That's why they use that Greek term for pedophiles. All right, pedophilia. That's the love of, children, which is something completely wicked. And then you have agape. Agape is a selfless love, which that'll be the title of this lesson. Agape is a selfless love. It's unconditional, and it's spiritual love. So this is Sirach 29:1. It says, "He that is merciful will lend unto his neighbor, and he that strengtheneth his hand keepeth the commandments." Because you have to keep the commandments. Yahweh said, if you keep the commandments, you're loving your neighbor. So verse 2, it says, "Lend to thy neighbor in time of his need, and pay thou thy neighbor again in due season." So to a godly man, you should be quick to lend. You should be quick to help him out, especially to a godly man, because those are the children of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, man. You shouldn't give out to a beggar, but moreover, it says, "Keep thy word and deal faithfully with him." Salakia. Keep thy word and deal faithfully with him. Don't do it just because you feel like he's going to give you something back. You should do it according to the agape love, which is selflessness. Not selfishness, but selflessness, unconditionally. You should want to be there for a brother. It says, "Many, when a thing went lend them, reckoned it to be found, and put them trouble that helped them." So some, as you give to a godly man, you should also give back. So, Salakia. You're gonna have some people that are gonna take advantage of brothers, man, and that's wicked also. It shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be using brothers for your own benefit, man. Because then that means you don't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? Yahweh Shai told us to love each other, man. Help each other. Be there for each other. Teach each other. Exhort. Rebuke. As a guidance to keep us together with one mind. So from there, let me go to Luke 10 and 27. It says, and he answering said, thou shalt love thy Lord the Most High with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. All right, so that's what Yahweh Shai had told us, and then he's going to explain it to us, because people think that means you can just do it to any single person in this whole world, man. All right, which it doesn't. It doesn't mean you can just do it to anybody you want, just because, I like this dude, I'm going to be nice to this dude because I like him. It's not even like that. But it says, verse 28, and he said unto him, thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Yahweh Shai, and who is my neighbor? And Yahweh Shai answering the man, it's like Yahweh Shai answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest, and by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and he saw him, and when he saw him, he passed by it on the other side. And likewise a Levite, and when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring his oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. On the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? All right, so Yahweh Shai gave you an example. All right, you're gonna have people that may look like Israelites. All right, because at first he gave the appearance of Israelites, you see, and then it was a Samaritan, which a Samaritan traditionally is not considered an Israelite, but you did have Israelites that were Samaritans, mixed in. So that Samaritan helped out that man, and Yahweh Shai is asking the question, out of all those, who would you consider to be a Samaritan? It says, verse 37, and he said, he that showeth mercy on him. Then said Yahweh Shai, go and do thou likewise. You see, showing mercy on that man. We have to show mercy to our brothers, that are in this truth, man. And like I keep making mention, much more to a godly man, than to just anybody. You see? Yahushua told Peter, feed my flock. You know, we are those watchmen, and we have to behave like watchmen. You know, reading, making videos, like I made mention a minute ago, exhorting, rebuking, you know, edifying the church. You know, that's our job that was given to us, man. You see? So you have to go and do so likewise. You know, so let me go to Salaki. I'm driving over here. Exodus 23 and verse 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise. All right, so there's these different scriptures that people usually get confused with, you know. Like there's one that says, lift up your arms in prayer always. You know, wherever you are, you should always lift up your arms in prayer. And there's one that says, you know, those that pray in the corner of a street do it to be seen. And then people confuse that and they say, well, see, you're not supposed to be out there in the corners, or you're not supposed to be praying wherever you go. But the scripture does not counter itself. You know, it doesn't go against itself. Because if it's perfect, everything has to flow perfectly. Right? So the thing about being in a corner, lifting up your arms, is about being seen of men. You know, being seen of men in the sense of, because even that has a fine line. You do have to be seen of men preaching this truth. You know, because if you're not seen of men, then how are people going to come into the fold? You know, being bid to the marriage. But what I mean by being seen of men is trying to be worshipped by men. You know, because that's how Jake is. They want to be glorified. All right, they want to be brought up to a certain degree. You know, and we're in this body, man. This body should not be glorified. You know, the body always wants to be glorified, always. But we're not in that time yet. You know, the time that we're going to be glorified is when Yahushua comes back. That's when our bodies are going to be glorified. You know, by bringing in new bodies. You see, by being made perfect in the laws, in the statutes, and in the commandments of Yahweh. You know, so not receiving or giving out gifts and not receiving gifts, there comes a difference. You know, there comes a difference, because it clouds people's judgment. You might see somebody that's wicked, and you know he's wicked, and if he wants to give you gifts, you should reject that gift. All right, because that's a wicked man, and it's going to cloud your judgment, and you're going to start thinking, well, maybe he's not bad, you know, because he gave me, you know, some food, or he gave me some stuff, you know, gave me some boots, or he gave me some clothes. It clouds your judgment, man. You know, and there's a lot of examples out there of that. Somebody that takes in, you know, say a kid is out there in the cold, and somebody takes him in, but then that person is wicked, and he has that kid start doing, you know, thieving for him. He starts, you know, what is that? It's not thief. There's another one. Scheming, Salakia. He starts scheming, you know, stealing from people. And then that kid feels like he owes that man because, oh, that man saved me from being out in the street. But in reality, that man was saving his own belly. You know, putting that child into those type of putting that child into that type of wickedness for his own gain. You know, so you need to be able to discern when to accept a gift and when not to accept a gift. You know, you have brothers, all right, they always try to, help each other. You should be able to receive that gift of a brother because he's doing it out of his love for you. You know, not because he's trying to judge or cloud your judgment. You know, so that's where that difference comes in. Love one another. He was talking to his disciples. All right, he was talking to his people, his elect. Love one another as I have loved you. Who does the Most High love? Those that keep his law, statutes, and commandments. Those that do his bidding, his will. Those are the ones that the Most High loves. But touching election, yeah, he loves all Israel. You know. But as far as, the scriptures are concerned, it's talking about the elect. You know. So when Yahushua said, love one another as I have loved you, Yahushua laid down his life for his sheep, for his children, for his elect. That's who Yahushua laid down his life for. He didn't do it just for anybody, all right? It wasn't for the whole world, So let me read that again, Exodus 23:8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. You see? So this agape type of love, only applies to certain people. It does not apply to everybody. All right? So John 3:16, when it says, and God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Who's the world? All right. Let's see. John 3. Slovakia. John 3:15. That whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Let's look at that word, loved. For God so loved, and that's that word agape, all right, which is agape. You see? So that's not selfless love. And that world that it's talking about is cosmos. To care for, provide for, to carry away, to bear off. Now, how many times has the Most High carried away any other nation but Israel in salvation? Who else has he carried away? Oh, well, the Lord came here for everybody to change up things. No, he didn't. All right, because according to Matthew 1:21, it tells you that he came here to save his people. And his people are considered Israelites. All right? To receive, obtain, to promise, all right, the promised blessing. Who is the promised blessing to? According to Romans 9:1-4, it's to Israel. Mainly the elect. You see? So what was that? World without end, Isaiah 47 and might have been 17. No, might have been 36. Salakia. There was another one in Ephesians. It's Isaiah 45:17 that says, "But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end." So that's the world, that's the Most High's world right there. Israel. That's his world. That's who he chose to be his. All right. Ephesians 3:21 is kind of a shout out to Isaiah 45:17. It says, "Unto him be glory in the church by Mashiach Yahushai through all ages, world without end. Amen." All right. Now we know that this world, the actual planet, all right, it doesn't have an end. You know, just a kingdom that is on this earth, which is Esau Edom's. You know, because it says the world doesn't stop. All right, it never ends. It's everlasting. You know, through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So it says in Matthew chapter 7 and start off at verse 7. Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth. And to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son asks bread, will give him a stone? You know? So if you need to pray for Yahweh Shem Yahushai to humble you, all right, to increase you in the spirit, to make you, you know, I don't know if he can really teach you to be, you know, more, I guess you can pray to be more of a selfless lover towards your brothers, you know. That's possible, you know. I don't think he can, or he can, all right, but I don't think, you know, you should have no type of love for a brother, you know. If you don't have any type of love for a brother, then, you know, I don't know what to say about that, you know, because you should, you know, as soon as you come into this truth and you start learning, you're going to have that love, you know, that honor of what brothers are doing, that respect, you know. And if a brother's in need, you should be able to just throw yourself in there and be like, yo, I got you, you know. Of course, there's situations where you really, you know, you're powerless, but when you're able, you should, you know. So it says, verse 9, or what? It's like your verse 10. Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, being evil, how know to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give things to them that ask him? You know, and that's not talking about everybody, because that's another thing that people get a misconception of. You know, oh well, you know, I asked God for this, and this for so many years, and he never gave me anything. Well, yeah, because the Most High doesn't listen to sinners. He only listens to godly men. All right? That's one thing that people, you know, they confuse, and they think that the Most High owes them something. The Most High doesn't owe you anything. All right? You're in this situation for your own self, man. And like scriptures say, though you may say, who has been able to resist his will? All right, well, you know, a wicked man, that the potter has power over the clay. So yeah, the Most High does whatever he wants with certain people, but that doesn't mean you should use it to, to say, oh, well, I'm wicked because that's how the Most High made me. That's a wicked thing. You see? So let me end this. Verse 12, Salaki. It says, therefore all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them, for this is the law and the prophets. You see, this is the law and the prophets. So being brotherly, all right, if a brother's, you should automatically want to do that, not just because a brother, helped you up when you were down. Oh, now I'm going to do the same to him, not just because of that, but because you want to. You see, that's that agape love. It's included in all these precepts about love one to another. It's already included in there. So let me finish this up. Sirach 12. Sirach 12, and let me start off at 3. There can no good, verse 1. It says, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou does it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. You see? So you have to know who you're doing good for. There comes a balance, man. You can't just freely go out there and start, fucking throwing help wherever you can. Because what if you can only help so much? And you start helping, and then it comes down to an elect, and then you can't help an elect, but you help 200 ungodly men. You see? So just like when it comes down to in a fire, or in a certain instance, or in a job even, when they have to start letting go of people, all right, usually they pick the kiss asses, all right. That's usually the first thing they do, whoever benefits them, which is a wicked way, all right. But a more righteous way would be choosing the ones that know how to do the work, and not just know how to do the work, but put in the work. And they let go of the weaker links. It's basically the same thing. You give more to a godly man than to a weaker link, which is a 2/3 or a heathen. So you have to know who you're giving or that doing that good thing for. So verse 2, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. Now I experienced this last year and this year. I'm still being blessed from that little thing that I did, man. I won't mention anything, but that little thing, even up today, is still coming in effect, man. That's how that's another good way to know who a righteous man is. And that man is righteous. Granted, we're all in the flesh. We all have our ups and downs, but righteous nonetheless. If that man can't give you back, you shouldn't be upset or pissed off that you have to help out a brother. And if you do it with love, guess who's going to pay you back? The Most High, multifold, man. He's going to do it multifold. You see? It says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. You see? The scriptures verify itself, man. It says, give to the godly man and help not a sinner. And that's the end of the lesson. Point blank period, man. Give to a godly man. So love one another. You gotta love a godly man. Cleave unto that which is good and abhor that which is evil. You know? These are all things for guidance. All right? For help. So you know who a godly man is. You know? Or you should know. If you don't know, then do what the scriptures say. Try the spirits with the spirit. That's the only way. You know? That's how you find out if he's an Israelite. That's how you find out if he's a godly man. By trying the spirits, man. That doesn't mean try the flesh. All right? You don't try the flesh. The flesh is wicked already. You try the spirit. You know? Whether that means you have to hold back and just watch a couple years, whatever the case may be. That way you know and it's confirmed this man is a godly man. You know? So give unto a godly man and give not unto a sinner. So with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth. I hope this was edifying. Shalom.